What's up guys, it's Jackson here for another video, and today's going to be a bit of a different one. Today I'm going to be doing a showcase on me and my friend Diesel's survival world, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and here we go. So what we have first is the original village. Now, originally we spawned over there, and we spawned by this village, and originally it was just a basic village, but it was a big mess. You know, the paths were everywhere, it was like hanging off the cliff, and it was a big mess. So I did a lot of conversions with the paths. I don't know if it's completely finished. It's been a while since I've done this, but I got all the boofs. I've converted them to boofs to match my other village over there. And I've added as much stairs and fixed the paths that I can. I just like to do this in all the worlds that I live by villages because I think it just looks the best. If you're wondering where all the villagers are, well, most of them we brought over there, and yeah, the remainder of the ones that were here, I guess they all died out. But I think it looks pretty good. I've just made the paths go up there. I mean, yeah, I think I did pretty well for converting it. As you can see here, we have a tree house, and this is just one of many tree houses I have. I've got another jungle one there. And then if you come over here, you can see my spruce one, my spruce village, and a cherry one, and there should be an oak one over there. I do not have a birch one or a netherwood one, but those are work in progress, so stay tuned for that. Here we have the original house that me and my friend lived in. It's been converted over time just to look nicer. I didn't want to destroy it because, you know, it's ancient history, but looks pretty good. The inside's pretty bare bones. Obviously, we've cleared out everything. And all these grass blocks are from the Endermen. I don't know why they're obsessed with this building. There used to be lava under here. Trapdoors here for the mobs to walk over them and fall in the lava, but yeah, obviously it doesn't really work anymore. But I mean, I think it looks good for the first build. It's not bad. You got the job done. These pathways that I have built were originally started over there by my friend Diesel, and I've just continued them throughout the world because it just looks really nice having pathways. Here we have my fountain that I built, and this is my tiny little cherry forest. A bigger one is over that way, but this used to be cherry forest, and I turned it all into spruce because I ended up needing more spruce for builds than I thought. And I stopped using cherry for mostly everything. So, you know, this was just a way to go, and I'm glad I did because it looks better. And then right here is just another mine shaft. This is just one of many that I have. I have a bigger mine and stuff over that way, but, you know, that was the OG mine for when we lived there. A little bit of a backstory to these paths. My friend, who used to live in that house, originally started his path going this way. And my house, which used to be here, also had a path going that way. And as you can tell, a pink and a spruce, you know, pink and a brown path were merging, and obviously that would look like crap. So we had a bit of discussions and wars, but eventually I just decided to build a bridge over. And I'm glad I did because it just creates this cool little scenic thing. And this is a little man-made river that I made, and I put some sea pickles, sugar canes, and of course I continued his path because he kind of eventually stopped, and so I just kind of finished it for him. And then yeah, it looks pretty good. And I also built some more bridges over here, and it just goes over the river, and I think it looks really good. Here also used to be a ravine, which me and my friend filled up with dirt, and just turned it into a man-made river, which continued on to another underwater ravine. And I have my original river linking up, and then that ocean, and everything linking up, and I think it looks really good. If we continue following this path, it takes us to the town of Cobbledale. Now, originally, I had a bunch of ideas for this place, and a bunch of different builds, but, you know, it was just kind of hard to do a lot of the stuff I wanted, and so I ended up just kind of going with cobblestone huts, And, you know, it was just meant to be a simple place to trade. You know, I didn't really think that I would end up putting that much time into the world. But when I was watching an old video of this YouTuber, I saw that he had this design in his Xbox 360 world, and I fell in love with it. And so I hopped on the world, got a bunch of wool and everything, and converted my village to this. And I think that it was totally worth it, even though it took a lot of time. We've got the lampposts here, the colored booths. Each of the villagers have their workstation, their bed. Also, we have a villager that sells diamond armor, so we've just put the stands and diamond armor and everything, just to show how rich we are. The chests are full of each things we have that we trade and buy. And we originally were going to continue the village that way, but obviously we're running into a mountain and river there, so my friend has some ideas of building the same thing but under us. Now, I'm not so sure how we can do that, as where we breed the villagers and get them from is underground, and this is where all the villagers are. So it is pretty deep, but we'll have to see how we can do that, because I'm gonna want it to be deep and open. I don't want just a 3-block high little village, you know, it's gonna have to be a big open area, so I'll have to update you guys on when that happens, but yeah, the village looks pretty good. If we come over here, you can see my village totems. Now originally I was just having this guy here, and he was right there. And I had him with the white eyes and the green pupils, and I had it as a banner, and it actually looked pretty good. And this is just a build I found off of YouTube. Most of the stuff here is original, but there's a couple things that I saw on TikTok and YouTube that I just, you know, I couldn't withstand building. So we have a regular oak and spruce villager, stone. This is just another villager. I kind of ran out of ideas since we haven't really gone to the end yet, haven't gone to an end city, haven't got to the copper place yet, so I just kind of ran out of things. I was able to still build the copper by just manually grabbing it. Obviously it would have been faster to find the place, but you know, we do with what we got. And so I ended up just doing a bastion and then a pale oak. I didn't plan on doing any more wooden villagers, but I felt like the pale oak was pretty different than the rest of the woods, so I figured I'd give him his own. I originally just had a Greek villager because I could have done it out of iron, but obviously the iron doesn't have all the blocks that you know, the pale oak does, and quartz would have taken too long, so I just went with pale oak, but I think it looks good. And here's the copper golem. He originally was orange, but obviously it fades over time if you don't wax it. You can see it's already turning green. And I didn't really feel like, you know, getting all that honey, because who knows how long that would have taken, so I just left it how it is, and you know, eventually it will turn green, but I think it's fine. I think that the orange did look good, but I think it still looks good. And over here, this is originally just water, but I ended up continuing the path, and I'm glad I did, because I had to go through the forest, and just because I like everything to loop back and connect with each other. And I'm really glad I did this because, you know, I've got these trees overhanging here that I built, and it just looks really good and just adds on. And I feel like this section was just kind of lonely, since everything we do is built, and you know, we live with that side of the town, so to just have it all loop around just kind of gives us a reason sometimes to come back here, I guess. But you know, looks good. If we leave the village and come over here, we can find my friend Diesel's old house. Originally all this stuff was not there, just that farm there, so it was pretty bare bones, and all that was mountain. And so it was just this area, and it looked pretty scenic, and it still does, but I just remember how cool this place was before. It's got the nice river, the reindeer he built, this little hut, and especially with this bridge that I built, it just makes for a solid area. If we come over to this side of town, you see some more bridges, you can see the Cobbledale sign, and a bunch of stuff, and this is my house. Now, originally, I had just built this oak side, and it looked pretty good, but I just wanted it to be bigger, so I ended up, copying it exactly, but with spruce. And over the time, I've added soul sand just so I could run faster with, my soul speed. And I've just added detail like grass, slabs, flowers, and these fountains here. Usually a beacon goes here, but I just haven't moved over there because I was doing something and I needed the haste too. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good in here. I've decorated a bit up there, but there's really nothing much. I ended up just moving my bed down here, and this is basically where I operate and do everything. And I really like this place. If we follow my path over to here, we'll see another Coverdale sign. And quick backstory, this was all mountain. Now, originally, we had just destroyed this chunk so my friend could build this house here. And we had to do that all by hand. And obviously, we had strong tools and, a beacon to give us haste too. But it still took very long. So when we decided to come back to the world and destroy the second part, I ended up going on YouTube and finding a TNT duper build. And thank God we did that because it just, we took out this side so much faster. And I should have it all somewhere. Oh, here. Shows all the parts that we needed for the TNT duper. And it took a lot of time, but I'm really glad I did it. So anyway, we cleared out this space, obviously to build many other things, but originally it was so my friend could build this big house. And I think it looks pretty good. He has all his chests sorted here. Really big open auditorium here, and I think it looks really good. Not as good as mine, but it's good. Now this giant slime block here is our slime farm, and this thing was one heck of a build, and I gotta give it to my friend, but I mean this thing does everything. It gets us so much slime, it gets us so much XP. I mean it's really an amazing build, and although it looks hard, it wasn't anything too crazy as far as getting the materials and stuff. And overall, if you're in a survival world and you need slime and XP, I recommend building this. Over the course of this world, I've had multiple storage areas, and ones that I've had here, big ugly ones over there, but I eventually just got rid of most of them because they looked ugly, and I moved them to this big room down here. And originally these were built to store everything from the mountain, and this is a storage room. Everything in here is full. Oh, except that chest apparently. I think that sometimes it kind of glitches, and obviously I've had to use a lot of materials from that stuff, but at one point this stuff was all full. And I just think it looks pretty cool. I just added the pathway decorations here and made it all in the spruce wood, and I like to add elevators to all of my builds to get up and down quickly. And I think it looks really good down there. Here we have another mine shaft, and this goes down to a big deep slate vein, and there's a bunch of deep slate there, and that's how I'm able to get my deep slate for that, and another storage room over there that I'll get to in a sec. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Down here is the Funkledale farm. Originally, when there was still mountain here, I just had it dug into the mountain, but it was kind of ugly once the mountain was gone, so I ended up just moving it underground since I just didn't really want to have a farm up there. And it looks pretty good down here. I've got my wandering trader, which I'm not really sure why. I think he has lime dye, so I thought it was useful, but just got some colored sheep here for when I needed them. Oh. And yeah, it's pretty cool down here. Over here we have this house that I built, and I don't know why I built it because I never planned on living on it or living in it. I just thought it looked pretty cool. And what was kind of special about this, so it was technically a picture I saw online, but it was not a tutorial. I built this thing just off a picture, which maybe to some people that's not really impressive, but I thought it was pretty cool, and I think it just kind of adds character to the world, things like that, and this castle that my friend built, it just adds onto the world. such as our previous homes too. If we follow this big pathway that I've continued from there, here we can see that my coordinate map's here, and this just tells us the world chords of everything: Nether Fortress, Spruce Forest, Dark Oak, Acacia Pale, and Jungle Swamp, everything you need to know. If we come over to this side of the town, you'll see my iron farm, or our iron farm. I mean, if anything, it's my friend Diesel. He's the one that built most of the farms in this world, and he did an amazing job on it. Gives us iron and roses. Put the roses in here, it turns into bone meal, so pretty much a free bone meal machine, and a free iron machine. And this is infinite as long as you don't turn the world on peaceful, because then the zombie will despawn. But yeah, as long as you don't break something on it, it works really good, and I'm really glad he built this. Follow the path here. We have my friend's castle that he built. In that big open area, I think we might build a giant castle, but obviously that's a work in progress for another day or month. But I think that this looks pretty good. This was not off of TikTok or anything. He built this just in his head, and I think it looks pretty good. Nothing too crazy here, just a netherwort farm. And then we have here an auto smelter, which I don't really know how my friend built this. Seems like it's broken. But it's a pretty cool build. Now here is actually, the village is probably my second favorite, but this is probably my first favorite build. It's a train station. I really wanted to have a train station and subway in my world, and I looked up a picture online and I saw this, and I think it looks really good. But this was not part of it, and I just came up with this idea on my own, and with the logs and the stairs in here, and I think it looks really good. It continues, if we come up here, it continues up here, and it goes all the way to the end portal, as you can see here. And I have a little thing here to change the track, and I'm not sure what is that direction, so I don't know what's gonna go there, but for now this side just takes us to the end. If we come back over here, you see I have another thing that switches the tracks, and this takes us to the ice biome. Now, I really wanted it to go this direction, but obviously I have a bunch of stuff there, and I didn't want to build a huge bridge, so I decided to mine out a tunnel. And this took a lot of time because I dug into multiple water ravines and cave systems, all sorts of stuff. But I think it looks really good. I took all the, andesite and other blocks and dirt and turned it all into stone. And I think this just looks really good. Underground subway. Really happy I did this, and built fences around it too, and it just goes up that mountain, it goes there, and leads to the ice biome. I'm really happy with it. If we come back over here, we can see the twin towers. Now originally this did not have this thing connecting it, but I just thought it looked cool and I did it. But now it just looks like a big H. A little stupid, but just adds some originality, I guess. And you're probably wondering what that is. Well, it's a plane. Now some of you might say I'm edgy and messed up for putting this, but the plane obviously can't move and it won't hit the tower, so I don't think that it's that bad. Obviously you could say my intention was messed up, but I think it's kind of funny. But I think it looks cool, and you're probably wondering how we got all that iron. Well, thanks to the iron farm. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Glad I built it. Now you're probably wondering what this giant structure is, and that is the Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Now, there's a lot of backstory to this build. Originally, when my house was here, I ended up making it a sky base. I didn't really like the look of it, so I made it into a Star Destroyer. Except it was all pink wood. And my friend kind of thought it was an eyesore, and eventually I agreed with him, and so I turned it all into stone. And let's see if we can get a better look for here. Well, not really, but it pretty much looks exactly like a Star Destroyer. Obviously not as big as one, but I think it looks pretty good. If we head over to this section, there is a bunch of farm stuff. We have over here, we have a bamboo farm. Then here's just a wheat farm. We used to have an automatic bread farm where villagers would automatically, farm wheat and make bread. But it was a bit of an eyesore, so we got rid of it. and just ended up putting like, I don't know, random stuff there. Here's my cactus farm, and then used to be one of my favorite builds before we had the slime farm, and this is my XP farm. Basically, there's about 10 armadillos in there, and you take a potion of infestation and splash it on them, and they start spawning hundreds of silverfish. And essentially, you can just sit here, and the gates keep them from getting up to you, but you can hit them in between here, and you just get loads of XP. And obviously, I have mending on all my tools, so I'm able to just refill them really nicely and fast, and it looks pretty good. Nothing much here, just a frog farm. There's only 2 frogs. Honestly, I don't know what it takes to breed them, but you know, just in case we ever need more frogs for stuff, we have them there. Follow the path over here, takes us to the nether portal, and I wasn't really gonna do much. I thought about maybe adding more netherrack and like nether brick and stuff, and kind of making a little nether attraction, but I ended up just building this kind of thing here, and I think it looks pretty good. Fits with the world and just adds more to another portal, which already looks bare bones and ugly. Here we have a tree house, and if we go over here, it's my oak forest where I get all my oak wood, and you can see the railroad here, which goes to the ice biome. And I think with the fence and everything, it looks really good. Now, technically, the subway is the newest build, but this is my second newest build, and this is the Empire State Building. Obviously, I added this side part, which makes it kind of look interesting, but I just thought I added more size and detail to it. And I've added these stairs upside down, and I really like that because it just adds so much more detail and all the windows and everything. And I have a working elevator which takes us up, and I've got ladders too, which you can get to each individual floor if you want, and then one's up there to take you to the tippy top. And it is the tallest build in the world so far. It goes to max height. The second tallest is not the Death Destroyer or the Twin Towers, it is the Mob Farm. Once you go up this long elevator here, it takes you to my Mob Farm, which me and my friend have both worked on, and it takes you to max height, and essentially it's just 2 stories in there, and mobs spawn and they walk off trapdoors into water, and it brings them down here, and it's just the right amount of blocks to where they fall but they don't die, so they're all basically 1 HP, and so you can just sit here and hit them. Well, that's embarrassing, but if you have a sword you can just one-shot them all. And this carpet here just hides the chests, and they fall into hoppers which go into chests, and just gives us all the stuff, and then we can fill them up here. And then here's a bed if you want to sleep and you just want to sit up here, and you know, let a bunch of them spawn. And you can also see the tower here, and this is what the top looks like, and it looks pretty good. And if you're wondering how you get down, you just jump off and land into these pools here. If you were wondering where this pink path went, well, it just leads up the hill and goes to this pink house that I built. So if we follow this big staircase, it brings us up here. It's really nothing crazy. After I destroyed my pink Star Destroyer, I just had a bunch of wood on my hands and decided to just build this giant staircase and this castle. It looks pretty bad and basic, but I don't know, at the time I thought it was cool. But you know, you get a nice view of the Star Destroyer. It does look pretty cool, and you can see the plane. Well, as far as I can remember, I'm pretty sure I got everything, so if you guys stayed to watch the whole video, I appreciate it. And appreciate to my friend Diesel for helping me on this world and building everything. And it will always be a good memory of mine. One of my favorite worlds I've ever played on. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.